the yelling type, the spanking type, the timeout, or the explanation type that you have to call the children, you explain, or the other, how do you agree to that so that not that one is disciplined the child like this, the other is like, because it does, I know in my own home, I'm like, once it starts like that, I'm like, oh God. And the kids, at a point they know who to run to get comfort, even when they've done something bad. So how do we manage that in the home?
Yeah, I think both parents has to agree together that the kids have a way of they know how to manipulate you and get around things. Understand? There was a time that we will say, okay, this is what has to happen if you do this again, and they will play around and actually do it again. Then when they do, they say, okay, you're going to have a time out from your iPad, from watching TV all weekend. And then after the first day, you're going to say, then they know whether mommy can intervene or grandma. And, they will now start cutting with both of them. And then if you succumb to that, they know they can do it again and get away with it. So what I would say is that both parties should always stand their ground. If you do it wrong, you are getting discipline for it. We stand our ground and make sure that you get that discipline. So that by the time you get that discipline, you won't. When they get to mommy and mommy say, well, daddy said that's what's going to happen, I'm sorry, they know they won't play around that. So we do more of timeout. Yeah, there are times that we have done some spanking, correct one. Amen. Recently, actually, So, and then follow up with taking their privilege for some time, then now restoring and explaining.
Do you have anything to say, man?
I mean, yeah, that is just
Supported.
the basic thing. Yeah, supported. Yes.
Okay, so please, can you help me gather, Brother B of Jesus? Please, can you help me gather the questions so I can read it out?
Question?
The questions. And let me just ask this question, the final one, whilst we're gathering the question, is about communicating love. We know we all have our own love languages. And is it that one love language is forever, or you need to keep discovering your spouse's love language?
So things change, society change, community change, things change, status change as well. There may be something initially that your spouse will fathom to be able to express that love, and as time goes on, it will be like that thing doesn't. It wants something more than that again. For example, me personally, I don't like roses because 2 days is dead. So
Thank you.
okay, so I don't just to be open, and I told him, don't buy roses for me. But if you buy me like a plant that I can water and grow, I like that. So, there'll be time, that is what you can afford, that is okay. But as things are increasing, your status is increasing, God is blessing you, status are changing, all of those things can begin to change. You can now see what he likes. Maybe before you used to go to Chinese restaurant, but now you can actually go to another steak, or you can upgrade. Exactly. So, but you have to know what your spouse likes, the way they say certain things to you, maybe affirmation, saying I love you 100 times. Some may not be that verbal, but maybe in their action, they can show it by what they do. So just to be able to just begin to understand the changes and be able to flow with that.
Yeah.
Supported.
Yeah, she's more gift and word of affirmation, I like to tell her, I love you all the time, forever and anytime. There's nothing you're going to do that is going to stop me loving you, so that word of affirmation is very key, so you have to discover your spouse or your partner's love language and adapt to it as you go. So she told me recently, I don't want roses, just give me a plant that will be grow as it's growing, your love is growing. So I want my love to be growing. So I bought plants.
Okay. That's good. So it basically means that love language changes with time, and so you have to keep discovering your spouse's love language, and not be on the 5 year ago love language. It will cause friction. Okay. Okay. So with these questions, Pastor's really gone over most of this: forgiveness, finances, relationship. Did you have any relationship back in Nigeria before coming here?
No.
Myself?
Yeah.
No.
No, okay, so both are, okay, so how do we handle the house chores? You know, here is not the, back home in Nigeria, you have housemaids that will do everything for you. It's so easy. You know? Okay, so here, how do you handle the house chores? Is it based on division, or one party is the one doing, or, you know, so how do we handle that in the home?
I mean, you know, number one, home is for women. So home, we are ladies, we are the managers of things in the house. So to me, I say, this is my place, this is my kingdom, this is my domain, I rule here, okay? I mean, and with that, that doesn't mean that you have to be the one doing everything. I mean, men, we are supposed to there, but just that the home is where you manage, that is where you reign, that is where you control, you make things are done your own way. But then, asking for their helps. My husband, he can cook. He makes some nice okra soup sometimes. He's very good with that.
I can testify.
You can testify, yeah. So I mean, and those are the things that is very good. It doesn't have to be like it's the woman doing everything. But there are some things he cannot do laundry. So I already know that one. Ask him to do laundry. Jesus Christ, you know. But I know he can make some good okra soup. He can make some rice. He can, you know, and we blend together, no. So just to find the balance, man, please help us in the house as much as we can do. Whatever you're good at doing, it doesn't have to be everything, but there are some men that are very good at, I mean, my dad was alive. He can sweep the house like 100 times. He will not like to see any little thing here. No, he is like, I mean, like cleaning person freak. Any dust, he will right away take care of it. You put your shoes there, and that will clean it up for you. That is, I mean, that is his. He will not go to the kitchen, but the house, I mean, everything we organize, we make sure nothing is. So men are good in certain areas. So maybe you are good at organizing, you are good at folding clothes, you are good at cooking. Whichever way that you go, please help women out, help us out. But ladies, we home the home. It is our place to manage and to kind of like get in order.
You have anything to say, sir?
No.
Oh,
Absolutely.
it's our kingdom.
It's our
Our
kingdom.
palace. So thank you so much, sir. Does anybody have any question? Any other question?
Come on.
I see Mr. Jacob.
You're
I
looking
know.
holy
I
now.
know Mr. Jacob has a question. Please give us a comment. Oh, okay.
Pastor started talking about reality and expectation when he was ministering. I think we need to clear that very well, because that's where the conflict lies, between your expectation and your reality.
Yeah, let me just really touch on that.
Thank you, sir.
There's one of my sons in the Lord who wants to get, anytime he's talk about marriage, we say, well, you know, Pastor, you know, when she comes, she'll give me second income. I say, are you marrying for second income? I say, you will be surprised that when she comes in, she's coming in with more bill. And people don't really know that marriage required a lot of money for maintenance. I mean, you know, the woman has so much to do to maintain. I mean, my haircut is just $7, you know. Yeah, my haircut is $7. I'm done, you know, with where I go. But ladies, man, when she tells me the bill of making her hair, it is well, you know, and then she have to do her nails and all those. So I said, listen, you better just take out that expectation and know that whatever you have, we can work on it together. So it is always better. When Pastor Victoria and I met, we decided, okay, get engaged to get married. We talk about our expectation. What my expectation are, what expectation is, what I am working on, what I looking forward to in the future. What about you? We'll talk about that. Is it possible? Can we work on it? And all those things. It's very, very key, because if you go with high expectation. Now, I want to say this. You see, nobody can bring satisfaction to you like God. Fulfillment is in the hand of God. Your spouse's responsibility is not to make you happy. Yes. The purpose of marriage is not for the other person to make you happy. If you do that, you are placing unnecessary burden on the other person. Did you understand? So God is the only one that can give you complete satisfaction, complete fulfillment. And that is why Pastor Victoria and I'm saying to everybody, God is the number one place, number one priority in our lives, in our relationship. Then serving him is priority. By the way, my love language for Pastor Victoria, every time I see her serving God in the house of God, I love it. So we love each other. And I want to advise spouse, make sure, release your husband, release your wife to serve God. Serve God together, and that will be the sweetest thing ever. Praise the Lord.
Okay, we have a question here.
Oh, okay. So
Yes.
that's the final one.
This will be the final one, and you have a question. A comment. Okay, so let's take the question first, and before your comment, then Pastor will round up and give us. Yes, because we have to round up. What did you do to move from living in your independence, that's taking care of yourself, to adjusting to living and taking care of your spouse? So, you know, if you've been single for so long, like I became very independent very early in life. So now getting married, to be able to adjust and take the excesses of, you know, when you're going out, you know where you placed your flower, you know where you placed your shoe. But now having somebody, so I think that's it. So how do you do it to adjust to accommodating and not your spouse?
I mean, for me, even before I got married, I live independent. So I made decision myself. I have done things. I don't have to consult certain things, people before I do certain things. So, you know, I can go out and come back when I want, right? I can decide to cook or not. I can decide to soak my gari, no problem. I like gari, I like eba, I don't care. But you know, when you now two people coming together, now you have to think about other person. That is what love is about. It's not about you alone, but now you are considering other person. That this person is actually involved in this. So what is it that I would do that will benefit both of us? I mean, initially, it was challenge, right? But we begin to find a common ground. Okay, how do we do? Because like on Saturday in those days, I can go out and just sit in the mall all day. Like I can just go out, you know. But then you now know that somebody is home, waiting for you. Like, where have you been? You didn't tell me you were going out, right? So now begin to say, oh, okay, sorry. This is it. But just like talking about it and say, okay, how can we bless? Sometimes we go out together, but I know that if I need to go to the mall, I don't want to go with him because he will rush me out. I need my time. So I'll be like, I'm going to the mall, I'm going to be back. But just to kind of like express that and let the other person know what is going on and be able to accommodate. It's not going to be easy, but it's like you are adapting to a new thing. Adapting to a new environment, you're adapting to a new person. It's going to take a while. So that's why you need to allow yourself the time to be able to grow together, to be able to find the common ground and be able to understand each other. And let me say this, marriage, before you can fully understand your spouse, at least will take you 10 years. So don't, yes. No, some people we date, they will say, oh, I know somebody, we date, we've been together, we live in the same house for 1-2 years, I know everything. And after they marry now, they see the other side. You cannot understand, they see the total package. So you have to give yourself room, 5 to 10 years, before I can tell you that, based on experience. All right, Pastor Show.
Right. It is well.
Amen.
What was that question again? Okay, yes. I mean, you know, I've been single. I've been pastoring even when I was single. I remember there was one meeting I called, you know, when I got married, I called for a meeting, you know. And in that meeting, you know, I didn't tell Pastor Victoria about the meeting. I didn't share some of the talking points of the meeting with her. But if I had done that, I probably would have a different perspective about the meeting. It was for leadership in the church. And she was part of it, and we just got married, started the church then in New York. And by the time we got to that meeting, wow, we were so confused about a lot of things. Then Pastor Victoria talked. I feel so stupid. And I was like, wow, if I had known, I probably